So there's a narrative being built by opponents that Brian Hagedorn is not going to give a fair shake to LGBTQ people. Is that a fair assessment of what's the argument being so far?
Yeah, that's the argument right now. You know, based on his writings and based on the speeches that he's given, and you know, there's been some comparisons drawn back to the Rebecca Bradley race, where she had written some anti-gay things in college, and like, a difference in that race to this race is she said, I was a different person then. I don't believe those things now. I've changed. I don't feel the same way about gay people anymore. Brian Hagedorn is saying, instead of commenting on whether he still believes things that he wrote on his blog, which was more recent than her writings had been, is saying this is an attack on my faith, and you know, my faith has no bearing on how I would rule on a court.
Now with Neubauer, Judge Lisa Neubauer, the issue popped up this week that her husband, is a businessman, owned this company, Crayons Incorporated, sold it in 2017, but there was a window from, I believe, starting in early 2010 where she stopped listing the clients of her husband's company. Said he wouldn't disclose them to her, and she was filing an affidavit every other ethics statement saying he doesn't know who he's working with. The Hagedorn campaign says it's a problem because you don't know the conflict of interest in cases she's heard. How big a deal is that in your mind at this point?
Well, it's a harder message to communicate, I think, than having someone's own words. You know, anytime you're getting into campaign finance ethics statements, you've got a little bit more of a message to communicate to people. But I think you guys did some reporting on whether she had ruled on any of those cases. I think if they can find that she has ruled on something that she had a direct connection to, or her husband had a direct connection to, that's an effective argument. A hypothetical is a little bit harder to push.
Rewind. Your Week in Review is sponsored by the Transportation Development Association of Wisconsin. Sharing one goal: enhancing the quality of life in Wisconsin through the development and maintenance of a strong transportation network. The Transportation Development Association of Wisconsin. It's how we get there.